Another solid win from McKinney Boyd last week on Halloween night, a Thursday night game, 28-10 over Plano East to improve to 5-4 on the year, 3-1 in district play. I'm joined by their head coach, Don Drake. And Coach, we mentioned last week how the Halloween atmosphere, you don't really know what you're going to get with it. How was it like playing in front of the home fans on Halloween?
It was great. You know, the kids played well, a great defensive performance last Thursday, and so I was just really proud of the kids' effort, coming in focused, getting done what they needed to do, locking down that playoff spot for the fourth year in a row. So very excited about what they were able to accomplish.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights from this game. And it started off well for you. You got, in the end, up to a 28-3 lead before they scored a late touchdown before the final score. But you get a touchdown in the first quarter. Curtis Ladd running the ball 43 yards for the touchdown. It's really underrated, his running ability.
Oh, I think so. He's done some great things all year with his feet, you know, making some plays, whether that's scrambling, running the option, et cetera. And, you know, Thursday night was just another example on that option play for the touchdown that shows that he has the running ability to make some big plays for us.
We'll see the touchdown coming up in a second. You started off, though, with 2 straight 3-and-outs to open up this game. Plano East came out of the gates pretty strong.
They did. They definitely did. They, you know, they're a very athletic team, as I touched on last week, and you have to be able to go execute. You've got to limit your penalty situation in order to be able to move the football effectively against them. You know, we had a couple of passes on third down that we came up about a yard short of the first down and had to punt the ball away, and then we were able to get our option game going, as you see right here, and had some success moving the football on the ground and getting us into those down and distance situations that we like to be in versus third and long.
Dedrick making a few nice cuts there on that last run. He had another big game, 30 carries for 209 yards and a touchdown. Also had a reception touchdown we'll see later on. Big game running the ball as usual from your team.
No doubt. You know, Dedrick's played really well, as we talk about every week, and he had another big night. And, you know, you just saw the touchdown run by Curtis. There's a nice sack there, I believe, by Kyle Seamus. You know, the guys really came out and played with a lot of great effort. Ross Madison got off the edge, getting a nice sack there. You know, we held Plano East, I think, to 5 yards rushing. Obviously, those sacks have something to do with that, but just really proud of the kids' effort last Thursday.
Yeah, in fact, when Plano East, they played 2 different quarterbacks. When Niles Thompson was in the game, he ran for negative 50 yards thanks to all of those numerous sacks that you had in the game. That's not easy to do against a team with a good running back like Wills, Lionel Wills, who runs the ball. He had 53 yards on the ground only, but you held them to, on 21 attempts, 5 yards in total.
Yeah, I was really proud of the kids and their effort with that, you know, and we challenged them about stopping the run, and I thought we did a pretty good job of it. Obviously, we covered a lot of their quick throws that they wanted to get to, and were able to get to the quarterback and create some sack opportunities. It's a great ball right here to Robert Norn for the touchdown. I believe that put us up 14-0 at that particular time, and it's a great throw and catch from Curtis to Robert.
Yeah, you did lead 14-0, and that was a touchdown created off of a turnover. You were able to get the fumble off of the wideout catching the ball. Your defense continues to give your offense great field position.
No doubt. Turnovers are a big part of the game, you know, and if you can keep from turning it over yourself and then manage to grab a few, it definitely gives you some momentum if you can score off of those, which we were able to the other night, and helped open the lead up a little bit.
You know, we've talked a lot this year about Curtis Ladd and Dedrick Scrivens, how dangerous they are, but you need, you know, multiple weapons, several weapons, to be able to be an effective team in the playoffs. And you certainly saw Malik Bozeman with a great game, Robert Norn with the touchdown catch. Other guys are making their contributions as well.
Yeah, we feel real good about our skill group offensively. You know, Slater Brown's been very effective for us this year at wideout. Robert's been a big positive for us there. Malik is obviously playing well. Dedrick's doing some great things. Curtis is you know, able to throw it effectively and run it effectively. So we feel like we've got various ways to attack the opposing defense.
Dedrick's 5-yard touchdown run set up a 21-3 lead at halftime that came about a minute before halftime. Then you go up 28-3 here in the third quarter on a 5-yard touchdown pass coming up to Dedrick Scrivens. And at 28-3, at that point is what you led pretty much throughout most of the fourth quarter. Just felt very comfortable, I'm guessing, for the most part. Did you ever feel like there was any sense that Plano East was going to come back in this game?
No, I think we felt pretty good. You know, we ended up with the ball at about midfield with probably 5 or 6 minutes to play. Started substituting a lot of kids, particularly our seniors that we've got, because it was senior night for us Thursday. So we wanted to make a point to get all those guys into the ball game, and we're able to do so. And you know, felt like we had the game pretty much in control. You know, they popped us one late for a big play, but to make it 28-10. But again, I mean, I don't think we ever felt at that point that the game was of a concern, in terms of them coming back. But just really proud of the kids and the way that they played and the way they kept competing.
There's a nice sliding touchdown catch by Scrivens that puts you up 28-3, and they score a 60-yard touchdown pass with about a minute 20 left in the game to make it a 28-10 final result. But until that 60-yard play, they finished with 205 yards overall, so minus a 60, that's 145 yards of offense through nearly 4 quarters of play.
Yeah, it's pretty outstanding from your defense. This is Brock Nelson on a touchdown reception. Unfortunately, got called back for a holding call there on that highlight. But back to our defense, I thought they played exceptionally well, all night long. I think when you take an offense who is talented and you're able to hold them to 145 yards, take away the one big play there at the end, it's a pretty outstanding night.
We've mentioned how they're an up-tempo offense. They go with the quick snaps, and that's what several high schools are going to do with their skill players in the playoffs that you're going to see, and obviously clinching the playoff spot with this win. It's great to know that your defense can perform against a team that's been in and out of the top 20 in the area for 5A schools throughout the season, that you can deal with that up-tempo and it's not going to bother you.
I agree, and that's something that we talk about. We obviously drill it in practice, getting lined up, getting the defensive call, and our kids did a good job of that the other night, not being caught off balance in terms of the tempo.
You're also now ranked number 15 in the area, starting to move on up, starting to get more respect. The overall record is 5-4. You went through a period where you had a couple of bad losses in a row, but here in district play, you've really not only straightened that out, but the team is starting to perform at a level where you can go several rounds deep in the playoffs.
Well, we hope. You got to focus on each and every week. I mean, that's the goal. We've got to take each opponent each week and make sure we prepare mentally and prepare well in practice to go take care of that particular ball game. I think, when you look forward or you look beyond the next person you're going to play, you open the door for somebody to come in and sneak up on you and get a victory. And so, our focus is solely on who we're playing this week and what we've got to do to prepare to go play well. We always emphasize to our kids about playing mistake-free football. You've got to go play hard and you got to go play mistake-free. And if you can do that, then you give yourself an opportunity to be successful on the scoreboard. And, we've been able to do that, particularly in the latter part of the season. Hopefully we're starting to peak at the right time, which is what you want. This is the time of year where you want to be playing your best football, and I think our kids, each week are lining up and playing pretty well. And we've got to find a way to keep that going and then see how things shake out.
Yeah, you have the rivalry game this week against McKinney High, and they are 0-4 in the district, but that doesn't really give them enough credit because against all the Plano schools, they have been in those games in the fourth quarter with opportunities to either tie or win the game. They had a lead in one of those, I believe, as well. It's a team that can be dangerous at times. They've got a lot of different guys that can take the football and do something with it on offense.
No doubt. I mean, they've got some skilled kids on the offensive side that are very, very dangerous. In particular, the Willis kid, number 3, that plays for them at wideout. They hand him the ball in the speed sweep. They throw the football to him. He's a very explosive player. They've got kids that can play, and as you touched, I mean, their district record is not what they had hoped it would be, but they will go compete. They will go line up and play, and this is obviously a big game for both of us, being that we're in the same city, and so they'll be ready to play. They're well coached. Their kids are going to come play hard. They'll be focused. We're going to have to be the same in order to be successful, and that's the thing. Our message is not, while I'm proud that the kids have locked in a playoff spot already, et cetera, we're not going to look beyond this week. This week's too important for us to go get a win, finish off the regular season at 6-4, and move into the playoffs with a victory.
We see it at every level of high school, college, NFL football, where when you get in a rivalry game, it just seems to be even. Both teams seem to compete around at the same level. No matter if one team has had a winning season and one team has had a losing season. What is it about rivalries that make it so competitive, game in and game out, no matter where the teams are at?
Well, I think football is a game of emotion, and kids show up and play with more emotion when they feel like it's more personal to them, and this is a game where it's definitely personal, I think, to these kids in this city. They want to be the one that wins this football game. So, when you make it more personal and you add the emotion part to it, it obviously makes the game that much more challenging, and I think that's why you see things happen that way. And so for us, we've got to bring the same kind of emotion and preparation into this ball game and make sure that we go play well.
Coach, I wish Jeff Smith luck earlier in his interview for the game. I'm wishing you luck as well. I'm not playing any favorites, but good luck on Friday night.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
McKinney Boyd and McKinney, it's going to be a fun game. Boyd with a 5-4 record, 3-1 in district, looking to get that 4th district win and solidify that 2nd spot in the district. And hey, if Plano is able to beat Allen, they'll share the district title. Even though Allen would win the head-to-head, it'll be a share of the district title for McKinney Boyd. As we wrap up another edition of Sports Talk, pay attention to these important dates and times. McKinney High and McKinney Boyd square off at Ron Post Stadium this Friday at 7:30, while McKinney North, also playing on Friday, travels to Denison for a 7:30 kickoff. North looks to clinch a playoff spot in District 13 4A and a possible share of the district title. The girls volleyball playoffs start this week, and we would like to congratulate all 3 McKinney ISD volleyball teams for making the postseason. McKinney Boyd plays Richardson at 7 o'clock on Monday night at Wiley High School. And on Tuesday night, McKinney takes on Richardson Pierce at 6:30 at Rowlett High School, as well as McKinney North battling Longview Pine Tree at Emory Rains High School at 6 o'clock. Be sure to check with your school for the times and locations of second-round games at the end of this week, should your school advance. From all of us here at Sports Talk, I'm Tyler Sloan. We'll see you next week.